grew up, I'm 100% Sicilian. They didn't let you pretend. Thank you, the 4 of you that I'm probably related to. And I love my people, but Italian people are the worst because there's always one old Italian lady who is miserable. You could tell her, I solved cancer, I cured cancer. Meh. That was my grandma. My grandfather, now he was my best friend. The day before I got married, my grandfather showed up. I opened up the door, he goes, hey, Tam, today is the best day of your life. I said, but Pop, I get married tomorrow. He goes, I know, today is the best day. Listen, for me, it worked out. My cousin, not so much. She's living with me, right? Because her husband was taking pictures of his penis and sending them to random broads. Not random broads. I mean, they were specific. That'd be funny if he was just like airdropping them. See, there's the difference in generations. When I say airdrop, the young people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The old people are picturing 8x10 glossies of a penis with a little parachute tied on it, being tossed out of a World War II bomber. Like sexual propaganda or something. That's everybody sexualized now. Don't worry about those penis pictures. I'm sure there's an Amish dude right now tracing it on a piece of parchment somewhere. He's got the candle behind him to get the proper glow. He's got his quill dipping it in the inkwell. Then he's got to roll it up like a scroll and trot it to his girl's house. He knocks on the door. Hearest thou go with Rebecca? Rebecca unrolls it, and she can't churn butter correctly for a week. Don't worry, they're not here, and they're not going to be watching either, so get over it. Get over it. I'm tired. Just tired all the time. That's what the one thing, the youth, you have energy to have sex and all your fun little things you do, like your threesomes, whatever. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you, if there was another woman in bed with my husband and I'd be like, you got this covered? Because I got stuff to do. All right? I'm busy. Make me a sandwich before you leave, too, all right? Because I am not gluten-free. I don't know when all that stuff happened. Gluten, peanut allergies. And stop yourself. I know peanut allergies are real. I know it's a real thing. My brother had a peanut allergy in the 80s, okay? Back in the 80s, you know what my parents did? Nothing. Not a damn thing. They're like, you want that Snickers or not? So what if you swell? You don't go to school till Monday. You think they would have spent $800 on an EpiPen when it only cost $400 to have a new baby at the hospital? Do the math. The old math, not this new stupid math that they try to tell you.
Now, one of my twins is married to a woman. Don't look at me crazy. I support my children. And for the people that profess to be such great Christians, let us be clear on something. It's not between me and God, it's between her and God. And if I'm not mistaken, the Bible clearly states, judge not lest ye be judged. Now, some of y'all got family members get drunk every weekend. You got to bail them out of jail. My daughter just eating pussy. The way I got it figured, I'm ahead of the game. Is this too real for some of y'all? Okay. I remember like it was yesterday. Magdalene called me up. She said, Mama, Keisha gave me a 2.5 carat platinum diamond ring. I said, what? She said, Keisha gave me a 2.5 carat platinum diamond ring. I said, put Keisha on the phone. I said, Keisha, did you give my baby a ring? She said, yes, ma'am, I did. I said, what you trying to say? She said, well, I know I took her out your house, and I know I'm 10 years older than her, but I love your daughter. I promise you, she won't want for nothing. All her needs will be met. I adore your daughter. I want to grow old with your daughter. And I said, wow. Her daddy didn't even say that to me. I said, put Magdalene back on the phone, please. I said, Magdalene, what kind of pussy eating is you over there doing? I've been your daddy for 10 years. He ain't gave me no 2.5 carat platinum diamond ring. You tell mommy what you did. Tell mommy what you did. So she asked me, she said, will you tell daddy? And I said, I don't feel like that. And the reason I don't feel like that, because foreign black men are the most homophobic men on the face of the earth. And that's because homosexuality is not tolerated in their country or they eradicate it. So I don't feel like telling him. I don't. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for him to come home and stuff. I'm nervous. What a friend we have in Jesus. Oh, hi, Bill. How you doing? How was your day? Me day good. I said, that's good. That's good. So, Bill, you know Magdalene, right? He said, yeah, me know she. I said, well, Magdalene's gay. He said, oh, who's the cock and who's the hen? I said, Magdalene is the hen, but that's really not the issue. The issue is Keisha gave Magdalene a 2.5 carat platinum diamond ring. And I've been f***ing you for how long, man? How long? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something, because I got to go. Yeah, I got to fucking go. There's cigarettes to be smoked and weed to go look for. You know, here lately in the news, there's been a lot of racial upheaval going on in this country. And I wanted to tell you, because we good friends now, because we talked about dick and everything, is that we are all Americans. We are one nation under God. Hold on. And if we have never stuck together, we better stick together now. Because if any other country was ever to come over here and take over, we all be niggas, and some of y'all are inexperienced. Thank you for letting me be myself, y'all. Thank you.
We have twin boys together. It's true, yeah. I think they're cute. Yeah, they're so cute. Obviously, I'm gonna think they're cute. My husband's Irish, I'm Lebanese. That's a great combination. You know the boys are gonna grow up to be drunken terrorists. We're really proud. They'll get drunk, then they'll forget where they hid the bomb, and then they'll text mommy, where's the bomb? In the drawer marked bomb. Says bomb right on it. It's been there for 5 years. You're just like your father. My twins, they have their own cell phones now, and they have girlfriends, and they're too young to have both. And I check their text messages because I'm a good mother, and it's a safety issue. I am not one of these moms, oh my God, it's invading their privacy. No, it's not. I pay for the bill. They're my text messages. It's those same moms, when you ask them how old their baby is, they're like, oh, 79 weeks. 4 months goes into it. Like, you didn't care how old the baby was, you were just making nice conversation, and then she makes you do math? You want to say, you know what, take that gluten-free homemade applesauce and shove it up your ass. Yeah, and it's those same moms that refuse to get a minivan because they look uncool. Yeah, I have a friend like that. She says to me while I'm driving her in my minivan, oh my God, I wouldn't be caught dead in a minivan. So I slammed on my brakes. Now she's dead in my minivan. That's right. That's right, so I'm a good mother. I check their text messages. And here's what they talk about with their girlfriends. Nothing. It takes them an hour to say hi. Hey, what's up? Nothing, what's up? Nothing, what's up? You want to talk? Okay, what do you want to talk about? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. Ask your brother. I'm like, okay, it's a threesome. No. Nothing going on. Then they have these emoji contests, how many emojis they can put in one text message. It's 1,000. They have 1,000 of it. It's a contest. They have 1,000. They cut and paste. They can cut and paste, not my husband. They add 3 more, and it goes on for days, okay? And one time, this is what they taught me. There's a poop. There's a piece of with eyes on it. Yeah, I thought they were texting me chocolate ice cream. I had no idea. So at the end of the night, when I want to read any text message, there's no text message. There's tons of these smiley faces, right? Tons, everything. The monkey, everything. Right? One time, I saw a smiley face with a gun to his head. I'm like, oh my God, one of them's suicidal. No, there's nothing going on. I'm exhausted. At this point, I would be comfortable and happy reading anything, any type of text, like, let's sneak out, smoke pot, and that's what I wanted to read. So I was telling my friend this joke, and she's looking for the smiley face and the revolver. She can't find the revolver. So I asked my twins, I'm like, what happened to the revolver? They're like, oh, Apple changed it to a squirt gun. I'm like, really? Thank you, Apple. Thank you for doing your part. Changing lives one squirt gun at a time. Thanks. I miss it, I have to say. I'm sorry. I have to say I miss it. I want it back for my own use. You know, so I can tell my twins I'm really mad at them. You know, get home or you're dead. Yeah, now it's get home or you're wet. Not the same. So I had another kid, 1 this time. And can I tell you a little secret? I was fatter with 1 baby than I was with 2. Yeah, because my belly remembered what it was like to be pregnant, and it was big. It just went to that belly, that baby belly, and it stretched out even more. I had a belly ring that flew off and hit my doctor in the eye. I was big. I couldn't even bend over, which was how I got in the mess in the first place. That's another story. That's for late night. That's for after the show. So anyway, but no, I was big. And the point is this is what I'm trying to say, is I still look pregnant sometimes. I don't look fat. I look pregnant. That belly just goes to that baby belly. We know what it's like. I don't look pregnant all the time. But ladies, you know it's that time of the month. I'm a little bloated. And if I haven't in a while, 4 months pregnant, I swear to God. Am I giving you too much information? And I get asked if I'm due a lot. A lot, but it's not by everybody. It's by, you know, because guys, you're smart. You don't say anything. You're like, look up, look at her titties like you always do, and don't ask questions. Right? But women get too excited. One woman actually went to go touch my belly. She's like, are you? And I'm like, no. And she's like, It happens so often. It's like the worst 30 seconds of my life. And now I just make it up. I say I'm pregnant. I say I'm having a baby. It's a better conversation. It really is. She doesn't feel like a moron, and I don't feel like I'm gonna kill myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm 4 months, and she's like, oh my God, you look great. I'm like, I know. She's like, when you turn around, you don't even look pregnant. I'm like, I know. Don't do this. Long story short, that woman happens to be a lactation consultant, and now I have an interview with her the Tuesday after my fake baby's born so she can help me breastfeed. Yeah, so let me give you some advice, women. Never ask another woman what she do. Never. I don't care if she's out to here and she's rubbing her back and saying, my ankles, don't ask her. I don't care if there's a foot hanging out of her hoo-hoo. Do not ask her if she's pregnant until she says, you moron, I'm having a baby! Then call 911. Congratulate her, too. Call 911 first. The baby's coming out foot first. She's gonna need some help. Even I thought I was pregnant one night. I thought I was like hard. I ate too much. My belly was right there as a baby. I'm like, I turned to the side. I'm like, there it is. I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I felt fluttering. I felt kicking. I'm like, it's kicking. Turned out to be gas. But anyway, I said to my husband, you got to get it pregnant. He said, he got it. I took it. It came out negative. But I'm a little nervous because he got it at the dollar store. So. But I don't look pregnant tonight, boy. I'm not messing around. I'm on TV. Plus, I have the best pair of Spanx on ever. I'm talking about the metal clips in the tire material. That's what I'm talking about. I have that on, and on top of that, I have a girdle. On top of that, duct tape. Yes. I look hot. Just don't take me to bed because then it's gonna be like opening up one of those crescent roll cans. You guys have been great. I've been Carrie Louise. Thank you very much. Thank you.
My son was born 2 weeks late. Okay, typical man, he wanted to stay inside as long as he possibly could. And that little would not come out of me, okay? So I call my doctor, right? It was a Friday afternoon. I'll never forget this. I said, please, can I come in? Please induce me. He goes, Carol, I'm golfing this weekend. I'll induce you on Monday. But over the weekend, try to induce your baby yourself. This is actually a medical procedure. It's called natural induction. You have to make love a lot, have nipple stimulation, and take a lot of long walks. My husband hears this, and he goes, so let me get this straight. I get to play with your tits and tell you to go take a hike? I could do that. I still can't, I mean, I know that I'm 61. I still can't believe that I have an adult son. I have a 27-year-old son. And I'm very close with my son. Are you close with your kids? Yeah, I'm very close. I'm very close to my son. He tells me everything. 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 And it's my fault, because I was pregnant. I took him with me. I was on the road as a baby. I took him with me, you know? He's been around comedy his whole life, you understand? So he tells me stuff. When he was 12, I was driving him to school one day, and we're at a stoplight, and here's what I hear my 12-year-old son say to me. Mommy, don't tell Daddy, but I haven't masturbated yet. Okay. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? He's trying to communicate. So I was trying to think, okay, I have to say the right thing. So very slow, very calmly, I said, honey, whenever you're ready, you go and do it. And then I gunned the car. I made it to school in 2 minutes. I'm like, get out of the car! So when he was 14, 2 years later, right? We're back here in New York City. He's in the shower. It's his first day of high school. I'm making breakfast for him. From the shower, I hear, Mom, there's a cut on my penis. And in my head, I'm thinking, do you ever talk to your father? So I say to my husband, who's sound asleep, I get right in his face and go, wake up, your son has a cut on his dick. He literally pops out of bed, he runs into the bathroom, he runs right back out and he goes, you didn't use enough lotion, I'm going back to bed. Yeah, and that's how I found out, because the next day, all of my lotion went missing. And when he was 18, right, he was dating a young lady, and they were in love, so they decided they wanted to lose their virginity to each other. So who does he come to? All I said was, listen, honey, just make sure you use birth control, right? Good mom, right? So he says, what happens if my girlfriend says she's on the pill, Mom? I said, that could be Prozac. Do not trust that little bitch. So I once again went to my husband and said, go get him condoms. Now, there are reasonable men in this group. Most reasonable men would get their son a 3-pack. My husband bought him a box of 40 condoms. He went to Costco. Well, Kirkland makes an amazing condom. Thank you, Costco shoppers. I bought him a case of Gatorade, didn't want him to get dehydrated. But here's the best part. Here's how he told me. You would have thought he would have called me, right? He texted me. Here's the text. I'm a man now. So I texted him back, that is great, honey. I'm gonna go f Daddy. Love you. And he's 27, so he's a millennial. And like the people who have millennials, are they still living with you? Oh, they're the worst, man. They leave, they come back, they leave, they come back. I moved, he found me. You know what I mean? So he did move out. The first time he ever moved out, he was 20 years old. He was out for 2 years. It was really good. And then he moved back. He was having roommate problems. And I remember saying to him, well, why'd you move out? You know, we live in New York City. It's very expensive. And he goes, Mom, I was starting a date. I was worried if I brought home a girl, you'd walk in on us. Like, that's horrible. I would never do something like that. But then he moved back home, he brought home a girl, and I had to, because he challenged me. And it was a Saturday night, and the subway wasn't running, because the girlfriend lived in Brooklyn, because that's where they all live. And And I said to him, I said, huh, I said to the girl, I said, look, it's late. Don't take an Uber. Just stay over. I'll see you tomorrow. Everything will be fine, right? And then I waited. About 2 hours. And then I just burst into his room. Oh, you're doing it all wrong. Lift her up. Lift her up. And then he moved to Los Angeles. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I had a crazy year this year. I lost 62 pounds this year. Thank you. Thank you. I also had a baby. But I need you to focus on my weight loss. A lot has changed about me since becoming a mom. We'll start with my purse game and we'll work our way down. I used to be a really fun girl with a party clutch. Inside my party clutch was my cell phone, my vape pen, mushrooms, and that's it. And now I'm a boring mom. I have like this big, ugly mom purse with stains on it. Inside's like a burp cloth, a pacifier, mushrooms, and that's it. Because I'm a cool mom. I talk about breastfeeding on stage, and it's like sometimes I do it at like nightclubs and places where people are drinking and having a good time, and I'm like, no one wants to hear about breastfeeding. It's not relatable. And then I'm like, wait a second, it's super relatable because every single person in this room was once a baby. And you had an annoying cry. And you wouldn't shut up until your mom took out her big old pepperoni nipple and shoved it in your mouth. And you loved it. You loved it. And I hear myself saying, every single person in this room, and that's not true at all, because I'm looking around and a few of you do not look breastfed. And then there's a couple of you who look breastfed for way too long, and that's its own problem. You should not be able to text for milk. I'm just saying, it's too old. My baby was a milk guzzler. My firstborn, we wanted to give him a nice Jewish name. We named him Moses. One person likes the name. Whenever I was changing his diapers, though, he would kick, and it freaked me out. I started to yell like my mom would yell. I go, Jesus, Moses! And we live in a diverse neighborhood, so I've added Muhammad to the end of it just to be inclusive. Now I'm like, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and everyone wants to join my cult. You guys are invited. We do ayahuasca on Sundays, so. The other one we call the baby. That's it. We just call him the baby. We like barely know his name, which is the baby. We call him the baby so much I'm concerned that he's gonna become a white rapper. Which wouldn't be a big deal, but his father already tried that and failed, so it's awkward. But his birth was interesting. We needed to schedule a C-section for the baby because he was gonna be 9.5 pounds. And so I was like, great, let's just do a second C-section for this kid. And right before I got to the hospital, my husband's like, are you hungry? Do you want a bagel? And I'm like, I'm starving. Sure, let's have a bagel. I ate. It was really good. And then I went to the hospital, and the anesthesiologist first thing was like, when was the last time you ate? And I'm like, I had like a little bagel earlier. It was so small. And he was like, oh no, we cannot operate on you. You need to wait 8 hours. Yeah. So they put us in like basically a broom closet, and I waited 8 hours. And the thing is, I was like, whatever, I've waited 9 months, I'll wait another 8 hours, it's not a big deal. But like, I could tell that the maternity ward, like everyone, the nurses were talking. I just knew it. I just knew it. Like, do you know what it's like to be the Steinberg Garden Swartz family and back up the maternity ward because of a bagel? It was not a good look for my people. People feel bad. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they feel bad. They're like, oh no, you have 2 in diapers? I'm like, we are potty training, okay? I have 1 in diapers and 1 in very wet underwear. But we need to hurry up because Moses is so big, the next diaper size up is depends. But we moved to Vegas, and now we're raising our kids in Vegas, which is kind of crazy. But we're sending him to a great school. He's only 3 years old, and he's already learning how to count cards. I have this, like, problem with my kid, though. He turned 3, and he has been terrible. And I was so excited that he was 3 because he's not 2, and it's the terrible 2s, and they're terrible, and then they turn 3, and I'm like, oh my God, he's the worst he's ever been. He's such an like, I tell him to do something, and he just looks at me and goes, no. And I called my friend up. I was like, we're done with the terrible 2s, and now he's 3, and he's the worst he's ever been. What's going on? She goes, oh yeah, 3 is worse than 2. They're 3-nagers. And I'm like, oh, there's like a cute name for every age to describe how terrible they are, isn't it? It's like the terrible 2s, then the 3-nagers, then the head 4s, then the shut the 5s, then the 96s. Like, when does it end? 29, I heard, was a really good age. I want to make sure that we really, educate my kids, and I really get to teach them about my culture. Florida culture. To be exact, I am from Florida. I'm sorry, my apologies. But I can't wait. One day I'm gonna sit them down and teach them about Florida, just all about Jimmy Buffett, the beach, insurance fraud, cover my bases. I don't have any family in town. My family's in Florida. And I'm raising my kids with my husband, and we don't have any help, and we don't even have a nanny. Everyone gasp. No nanny? How does she do it? Okay, I don't have a nanny. I really don't. And the reason is I don't want my husband to cheat on me with the nanny. You see it all the time. You hire someone to raise your kids for you, and then they go and your husband. You'd think that would be an extra charge. But I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I will cook, I will clean, I will change diapers, I will take care of these kids, no nanny. But one day for my birthday, my friend lent me her nanny for a day as a gift. What an incredible gift. So this nanny comes over for one day, and I leave. I go get a massage, I do some yoga, and I come home. The house is spotless. There are no dishes in the sink. There's warm food on the table. There's one kid asleep upstairs, and the other one was asleep on her gigantic Guatemalan breast. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I looked around, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. At least let me you. Please. That's the very least I could do. My husband is the breadwinner, and I am the bread baker. And by that, I mean I get chronic yeast infections. I have an amazing husband, partner. He's just a great dad. Give it up for the dads. I'm kidding. Stop clapping. He's a millennial dad, and those are different. Those are a different type. I read a statistic the other day that millennial fathers are spending 3 times as much time with their kids than their boomer fathers. It's unbelievable. I mean, where are these guys finding 30 minutes a week? Unreal. No, but he's such a hands-on dad. Anytime people come over to my house, they see us with the kids, and they just compliment him so much on how they don't say about me. And they go, oh, look at him. He's so hands-on. He's so hands-on. Look at him go. He's changing diapers. He's burping the baby. Not my husband. My husband doesn't do anything. My husband can't even take out the trash. I'm like, Mom, please, I'm trying to breastfeed. So stressful. My parents come to town and they try to help, but it's just so much. It's really such a headache because, they come to try to help with the kids, but it's you got to feed them. You got to make sure they nap. You got to make sure they pee before they leave the house. And then I have my kids to deal with too. It's a lot. It's a lot. My mom's already giving me shit. She wants to know when the 3rd baby's coming. Yeah. When's the 3rd baby? When's the 3rd baby? I'm like, listen, my career is my 3rd baby. And just like the other 2, I am neglecting it. My parents are pretty supportive. They told me since I was a little girl, they said, we don't care what you do as long as you're happy and you marry someone rich and Jewish. I'm joking. They don't care if I'm happy. Sometimes I wish I had a Christian mom. It looks so fun. And I'm always online watching Christian mommies. The Christian mommy bloggers, they sound alike. They kind of say the same thing. They're always like, you know those little smudge prints? You know those little fingerprints everywhere? You're gonna blink. You're gonna blink and it's gonna go by like that. It goes by so fast. You're gonna blink. All those little smudge prints are gonna be gone because you're gonna blink and it's gonna go by fast. And I was like, does it? Because I played Magnetiles with my son for 1 hour. It felt like I was in the movie Interstellar. And 45 years had passed. I walked out to the living room expecting to see my husband with gray hair and wrinkles, just like, how long was I in there? But now I'm really happy. I have my own family. I have a wonderful husband, 2 little kids. I'm doing great, but we did have a miscarriage. And my husband responded beautifully. As soon as he found out that we were miscarrying, he booked us a surprise trip to Hawaii. We went snorkeling, we did mushrooms while snorkeling. And now I've been trying to miscarry ever since. I'm like, Mommy wants to go to Waikiki. Someone please take me to Hawaii. One great thing about being a mom, of course, is Mother's Day. Yes, I get some good gifts. On Mother's Day, I got Gucci sunglasses, fancy, but the problem is they weighed on my nose and they made this big red imprint and it gave me a headache. So I went to the Sunglass Hut and they recommended that I adjust my nose. I used to have a very big nose, and what I would do when I was changing diapers, I would put my nose right by my son's foot and I would just wait for him to kick and then break my nose. And then I'd get a free nose job covered by insurance. I am from Florida. I took 2 semesters in insurance fraud. I know what I'm doing. It didn't work though. So I did get a nose job. I got a rhinoplasty. I got a little nose reduction. Thank you. I initially went into the plastic surgeon office and I asked to get my tits done, and he was like, "Oh no, we got to do the nose first." So, I'm not gonna. No, the truth is, I was cast as a witch 3 times, and by the 3rd time, I was like, "I think it's time for a nose job." No, I had a Portland Carnival, and they were raffling off a nose job, and I won. So. I couldn't turn it down. I did realize the difference between men and women. Women have a small window of time in their life, just a tiny little window that they have to figure out if they want children, how many children they want, who they're gonna have children with, how they're gonna have a career and kids, and how they're gonna weave that together and take time off work to still work on their career and maybe have kids or not have kids at all and live a great life in this tiny window. And then men don't give a shit about a woman's timeline because they can come inside of a test tube and have a baby 100 years after they die. So that's their timeline. And they're so put off. They're like, "Oh, women are crazy. Oh, I feel like she's trying to trap me." I'm like, "You think?" And it's not enough that a woman has to figure out her career and babies and all that. That's fine. But no, she has people in her ear. She goes home for Thanksgiving. You got the aunties, the grandma, your mom, and they get in your face. They go, "You better hurry up because your eggs are dying inside your body. So you need to hurry up." So stressful. And men, they don't know. They're not around these conversations because they're not posting on Facebook. These are private conversations. Listen up, you guys have been so delicious. If you had fun, make sure to follow me on Instagram to see pictures of my old nose. You guys are delicious. Thank you so much.